February, we're talking all about hip lengthening. So if you sit a lot, drive a lot, maybe even run, cycle, things like that, your hip flexors often get super tight. It's so important to lengthen the front of the body, especially your hips, so you don't get caught kind of in that little bent forward, hunched forward, hinged position. We're always looking to find as much length as we possibly can up the front of the body so we can in turn have better posture, walk around, stand, even sit up nice and tall through the spine, decompressing the spine, and always thinking about activating your core. From here, all we're going to do is stand. Going to find some different positions that we can do to lengthen our hips. So maybe you only have space to stand. Maybe you don't want to get out of bed. We're coming down to the mat as well. So we'll show you all those different things and have lots of fun today. We're going to start in a split stance here. So my right foot is back and my left foot is forward. You want all 10 toes to be facing one direction here. So often if your calf is tight on your back leg, that toe will actually try to turn out, opening up the hips. In order to find that really nice stretch here, we have to find our alignment. 2 square hips right towards that side of the room. From here, all I'm going to do is bend my front knee. I'm actually feeling some opening in my calf here to start. Now, from this little lunge position, I want you to think about your inner thighs digging closer in towards one another. You can go ahead and bring your hands on your hips. So I'm starting just in a neutral spine from here. All I want to do is tuck my tailbone under, see how much I can imprint my spine, trying to pick my pubic bone all the way up towards my belly button. From here, I already start to find more length in my hip flexor. I'm going to continue to imprint my spine, try to flatten the curve in my low back, and come up onto my tiptoe on my back leg. So my right leg, I'm up on my toe now, and I'm really curling my spine forward. I'm thinking about my hip flexor reaching all the way straight out in front of me like it's on a string attached to the wall across from me. From here, all you're going to do is just bend both knees, sink down a little deeper, really connect to your core, find your inner thighs, and then just come 1 inch right back up. We'll do 3 of these. 1 inch down, 1 inch up. 2 of these, 1 inch down, 1 inch up, and then last one here. Make sure that front knee is still a little bit bent. You're going to bring all your weight into that front leg. So much so that that right toe this time can lift all the way up from that mat. Really hang on to your core. Now try not to change your low back coming into this little balance here. All you're going to do is see if you can lift that thigh up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. So it's coming from your thigh. Your glute is squeezing here to make that happen. Trying to keep that right hip forward and down. We're here for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Right foot's coming down all the way next to the left. March it out, shake it out. We're going to do that same thing on the second side. So my right foot's forward this time. My left foot's back behind me, all 10 toes facing straight on, back heel down to start. Bring your weight forward, bend that front knee, lunging forward, feel a stretch of that back calf to start. Spine's neutral, don't worry about the core just yet. Find your inner thighs, start to tuck the tailbone under. Find more space in the front of that left hip, think pubic bone up towards the ribs. And then continue to pull it up. Lift that left heel up off the ground, stretching down the front part of that thigh. Once you're ready here, hands on the hips, we're going 1 inch down, 1 inch up. Small, with control here. Hang on, belly button to spine. Try to flatten the curve in the low back. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. Last one. You're going to bring all your weight into that right leg. Hinging forward, leaning forward, your left toe leaves the mat. Maybe your left leg goes long, maybe your knee stays bent, whatever works for you. From here, try not to change the low back. Left thigh, lift it up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. More space in the front of that hip, little squeeze in the glute, working on balance on that right side, all four corners of the foot. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. This time on 1, you're gonna keep that left leg back behind you. Can you come all the way back into your lunge shape? Woo, lost my balance a little bit. You're right too. From here, you're just coming into your lunge. You're gonna hinge yourself forward so that your hands can come down on your mat on either side of that right foot. From here, can you go ahead and bring your left knee down, untuck those left toes. You're in a low lunge shape. Try to come up onto the fingertips here. Square off those hips, pull your belly button in towards your spine. Can you think heart even longer than those front toes? From here, find your inner thighs, find your balance. We're gonna lift the hands all the way up towards the sky, lifting the heart. From here, go even further, little baby back bend. Look up towards the ceiling, find as much space as you possibly can down that left front side of the torso. 2 big breaths here. Bring those hands all the way down. You're gonna tuck those left toes back up, lift that leg. Your right foot is gonna step back to meet the left. You're coming into a plank shape. Only gonna be here for a second. We're just bringing the left foot forward so we can do the same thing on the other side. Leg comes all the way forward between those hands. Drop the right knee, untuck the right toes. Square yourself off, come up onto those fingertips. Reach your heart even further past those left toes. Ground through that front foot, think inner thighs. You're gonna lift your hands, lift your heart all the way up towards the ceiling. Once you find your balance, keep going, little baby back bend. Belly button to spine, as much space in that right front torso as you can. Stretching out that hip, try to relax your glute. We're here for 2 big breaths. Hands travel all the way back down. Frame that left foot. This time, your left foot's just gonna come back so that both knees are right underneath your hips here. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. Just find your quadruped shape. Try to pull your belly button up away from gravity here. Now from here, all I want you to do is send the right leg straight back, keep your toe down on the ground. From here, you're gonna lift the right leg as high as you can keep your low back totally still. So it might be a teeny bit higher than seat height. You'll lower it all the way right back down for the mat, and then exhale as you lift. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Just like when you were standing, you're feeling that glute squeeze because you're working against gravity this time to lengthen the front of your hip. Strengthening the opposing muscles here, giving us that nice round seat peach, but also helping us with our posture. We'll do 3 more on this side. Lift with control. On the last one, hold that leg lifted, square off the hips if you've lost it. Come right over the center of gravity here. You're gonna bend your right knee so that you're trying to kick your seat with your heel. So flexing the foot, heel in towards my seat, knees bent. From here, I'm gonna drop my knee all the way down towards the mat and then press my heel high up towards the sky, lift, bend, and press. Here, with the knee bent, you're gonna notice that you can go a lot deeper into the hip. You should have more range of motion with your knee bent than you did with that straight leg. We're doing 3 more of these. Breathe through it, you got this. And then one last one on this side. Set that knee down. Square yourself off. If you want to sit back towards the heels for a second, do so. All we're going to do is those same 2 exercises on the opposite side. Left leg reaches back, keep the toe down. Hips stay square down towards the mat below you. Knee and toe on that left side stay facing the mat. Lift as high as you can without changing the low back. Be careful that you're not dumping into that right hip. Stay nice and level, and then lower down, and exhale, lift back up. Lower down, and lift back up. Try to have even pressure through all 10 fingertips here. Shoulders are down the back, neck is nice and long. Exhale on that way up. Don't forget to breathe. It's going to help you get better range of motion, more stability in the core. Pull that belly button out of gravity. We're here for 3. With control. Last one, hold it up nice and high. Try to kick your seat, bend that knee, flex the foot. Heel in towards your seat. Lower the knee down. Exhale, lift the knee up. It's like you're trying to press a brick ceiling away from you there at the top. Really feel that shake in the seat, that opening across your hip, maybe even all the way down through that quad, front of the thigh. Use your breath. Use your upper body for 4, for 3, for 2, and last one. Set that knee down, little press back, little stretch. You're gonna come all the way forward onto your belly, and then just roll over onto your side. From here, either propped up on your forearm, or you can lie all the way down on your arm resting here. Bring those legs nice and long towards the other side of the mat, and really try to lift your bottom obliques up away from the mat underneath you. Top hand, it's for balance, press down. Hover your top leg up about the same height as your hip. So small space between the knees, between the feet. From here, it's your side kick. Flex to kick your foot forward and point to sweep your foot back. Try to keep your leg as long as reaching as you possibly can in both directions. Same goal, can you move without changing that low back? Your bottom leg is there to support you. It's there to help you. Let it help you balance. Pull that belly button in towards your spine here so that your upper body is not going along for the ride. This is purely coming from the front and then the back of your hip. Use the glutes to pull that leg back as far as you can. The further it is behind you, the more stretch you're getting in that hip flexor. Trying to keep that leg gently lifted this whole time. We'll do 3 more of these. Breathe in on the way forward, out on the way back. Bend that knee in, take a breath, take a rest. Beautiful. All right, let's swing the legs right on around. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. You can use your forearm to prop you up, or you can lie all the way down on that arm. Top hand in front of you for balance, whichever arm you've chosen. And then you'll hover that top leg up about hip height. Belly button to spine, don't forget your core. Flex to kick forward, point to kick back. Flex to kick forward, point to kick back. The back is the move we're focusing on here today. So really squeeze that glute, reach. You want to reach out those pointed toes just to give you more length in the front half of your body. Find that space. Try to keep your leg at hip height the whole time. Good. Let's do 3. Use the breath. Last one here. Bend it in. Take a rest. Good. Awesome work. So let's get on our back here. We're just going to stretch it out. Both legs are long. You're just lying down on your back, nice neutral spine. From here, I'm going to bring my left knee in towards my chest. Feel that nice stretch up the back of the leg, the hip. Then you're going to try to take your left hand inside your knee and then grab for the big toe with your first 2 fingers. So left arm inside the knee and then grabbing on to that big toe. You're going to try to extend the left heel all the way up towards the ceiling, bringing that left knee down towards the mat outside your left shoulder. Use your breath. It's a half version of your happy baby if you've taken yoga. Finding that length down the back of the hip, opposing stretch here to what we've been working on. 2 breaths, heavy in that right hip. Slowly bring that heel down. You're going to grab for the shin here, both hands. Right hand goes outside the left knee. Twist the left knee all the way over towards the right side. Maybe lengthen that left arm and look towards those left fingertips. Nice big spine twist. Relaxing here in the neck as much as you can. Relaxing in the glutes as much as you can. That one's probably harder than the neck after those. 2 breaths. Coming back to center, and then you'll just slide that left leg right on down. We'll do the same thing on the opposite side. So first right knee's coming in towards your chest. Find that stretch. Both sides of your body are different. Both hips are different. Right arm goes inside the right knee. Grab with your first 2 fingers around that big toe. Try to extend the right heel up towards the sky as you bring that knee down outside the right shoulder. Left hip, try to anchor it down as much as possible. Find the space. Relax your shoulder. Breathe your breath into this right hip, into this right glute, into the back of the thigh. Nice big hamstring stretch. 2 breaths. Heels coming back in. Knees coming back in towards the chest. Grab for the shin. Opposite hand's going to hang out outside that right knee. Spine twist over to the left. Look over that right shoulder. Nice big stretch across the body. Left hip all the way to that right rib. Opening with each inhale. Bring that knee back to center. Slide that right leg all the way down the mat. Reach both arms up overhead. 2 big inhales here. Hug those knees in towards your chest. Roll yourself all the way on up. Continue to do those moves each and every day if you can, even one of them. Get that space in the hip flexors. Don't get stuck in that round forward posture. Such a big problem here these days in the world. We're sitting so much, we're driving so much, we're at the computer. Really find that length, find your posture. I promise you it's worth it. I'll see you next time on the mat.